welcome to the North Banks Instant Reaction.
Come on!
We've promised not to swear, but I'm not sure that promise will be kind of a realistic target by the end of it. We are recording this about 10 minutes after the final whistle went, and we won 1-0 to the Arsenal, another clean sheet away at Brighton. But our kind of unbridled joy is not compounded. What's the opposite? By the fact that enhanced. Thank you. That Manchester City, playing the fourth bottom team, dropped 2 points.
Yes.
Oh my God! All I was doing, I was pacing. I was just thinking, as it went into stoppage time, I had the two matches out on Bet365. Other booking companies do exist, and they both had 7 minutes added time. And I was thinking, I can see the headlines, I can see the narrative now. With 3 minutes to go, or 3 minutes into stoppage time, Arsenal had a 7-point lead, and then a goal in each game, and it's a 1-point lead. I was like, I hate this. I hate this so much. But it didn't happen, and we have now a 7-point lead, 8 games to go, and we've got 5 home games, 3 away games. City have got 5 away games, 4 home games. I mean, it's getting so close. You can almost stick your hand out and you get a whiff of the title. It's like, oh, God.
Look, the reason we're so giddy is because as much as we might have expected an Arsenal win away at Brighton, form, top of the table, we were all nervous going into it because we've had disappointing results there. But no one was predicting Forest getting anything at City. So the fact that they have feels big, feels really big.
I don't know where you were watching the game. I was watching it on TNT, and the second the final whistle went at our game, I flicked over to the City game, which had about 30 seconds or so to run. No, that's not true. I waited for the bit of the celebration. Then I flicked it over to the City game because I knew their game had ended. Yeah. And I was met with the despondent face of Bernardo Silva. It was just a thing of absolute beauty. It almost brought me to tears. It really did. I was like, if I could have asked for one face to be front and centre on the screen, as it would have been his.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Right, what do we talk about now?
Okay, so look, I have... That is, by the way, that is our 10th victory this season by 1 goal.
Yeah.
This is why I'm ageing before your very eyes.
We all are.
Look, caveat for me again, I did not see the first half. So I didn't see... on my half time, I stopped tutoring about 2 minutes before the second half started, but it was enough time for me to do a quick sweep of social media, and oh my God, the what's the word? The negativity towards Hertzler was pretty emphatic. So I know you rate him highly as a person, Steph. Mm-hmm. Would you like to talk about him?
Well, I mean, yes, in the sense that... So just the key things for me were... We talked about it in the preview of this match, that basically he was talking about the delaying tactics, supposedly, of Arsenal and all these things, and was basically hinting that the referees were favourable towards us. By the way, he said it in such a sly way, he's not going to be fined for it, whereas Rodri probably is, okay? But he's saying exactly the same thing as Rodri, just in a different way. And what it created was, and I messaged you guys about it, was that... The game itself, take away all the narrative, and this is the thing, too many people are watching football now with a kind of preconceived idea of what to expect at different times, rather than just judging the game on its merits. That first half was fine. We were away from home, not saying we were brilliant by any means. There were a couple of players in particular that were a bit of a disappointment. But essentially, the commentators, the fans especially, the Brighton fans, were just baying on any slight delay. And even once or twice, Sam Matterface, the commentator on TNT, said, don't actually think there's been that any exceptional delays. It was a normal game of football. Brighton were good in that first half because they were trying to go on the front foot. They were pressing high. They were disrupting our play and our build-up from the back. And it was working because any long balls over the top weren't really sticking. Gyökeres, yeah, okay, another one of those sorts of games. You shrug your shoulders. Martinelli was sort of basically absent from proceedings. Eze again was just kind of being bypassed because they were pressing from the front and disrupting our build-up play. When we went long, I mean, he's bypassed in the game. So it's one of those games. He didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a good game. He just had a game kind of thing.
I feel a little bit hypocritical. Should he have dropped deeper, like I criticised Ødegaard for doing, to impose himself on the game?
Yeah, and just you overload at the back. If your press is being, if your build-up play is being disrupted by the press, you drop a player back to try and link that up. Or if you're going to go long, you have to squeeze and get a couple of midfielders closer. But we were clearly away from home against a dangerous opponent on their day. We weren't going to take that risk. You know, there was no need to take that risk. And as it transpired, that kind of worked out because the one of the earliest forays forward, Saka, buys the ticket and takes the ride. You can't win the lottery without buying the ticket. He shoots. There's a tiny bit of a deflection. I have a bit of sympathy with the keeper. Through his legs. Great goal. Okay, and also great celebration as well. He did a little shrug like that, and it looked very good on the cameras.
Can I just say...
Sorry.
Go on. Go.
As for Hürzeler, the problem is, what he did was he made the whole experience far too emotional. And he made the narrative about... I was
going to ask that, yeah.
He made the narrative about that. So by the time you get to the second half, after about an hour, we're able to make a couple of changes. Havertz class, by the way. Trossard class, by the way. Ball sticking to them. All of a sudden, we're able to relieve pressure. A little bit more guile. And Brighton were puffed out. And you could tell, because in the ground, the fans had also tired themselves.
It was quiet. The last half hour was quiet.
Because they were too emotional. Rather than focus on cheering their team and what their team did well, they were focusing on what the narrative that's built up around us. We didn't need a set-piece goal today. We barely had any corners, okay? So it's just a stupid thing. Stop bringing your agenda and watching games through a lens that is a false narrative. I'm bloody sick of it because other teams are going to suffer for it. By doing this, if Brighton had been cheered on a little bit more, that extra % or two that they might have had to be more positive in the game might have paid off because we were quite rattled in the first half. You know, there's no getting away from it. Mosquera, one thing, Mosquera had a bit of a dodgy game, but was booked for his first foul.
Yeah.
Now, I don't particularly have a problem with that because it was one that stopped a Brighton attack and you can
consistency
sort of justify. But he didn't do it consistently to anyone else.
Apparently, two Brighton players committed almost identical fouls. Nothing.
Exactly. Two identical fouls, one particularly on Martinelli, that aren't given the same treatment. So where's the fairness in that? But that said, Chris Kavanagh, who obviously I'm no fan of his either, he was fine. There was no real controversial moments in the game. Like it was nothing. It was just a decent game of football. Now what transpired was we got the goal ahead, so we didn't have to push it. We're away from home, difficult opponent, so we could contain. And our defending was really good. Brighton were brilliant for 2/3 of the pitch and just lacked that quality to be able to put the ball home.
I looked at the team news. To me, it looked like Brighton didn't have a striker in the first half.
No, they didn't.
Because Rutter's not he's like a
striker role.
Yeah.
And he was a bit of a nuisance, but you could see that wasn't necessarily his game. He imposed himself pretty well, and he was certainly involved in the game quite a lot. But yeah, they were just lacking that bit of composure. Mitoma's a dangerous player for them, but there was a moment in one game one part of the game, he's sort of through. Gabriel made a brilliant clearance, but as he's planted his foot, his kind of ankles rolled, and after he came off at half time, you could see that he was kind of carrying that injury, and it blunted them a bit. Although Minter came on and was probably their most dangerous player in the second half. But like the rest of the team, they just puffed themselves out. And then as soon as we made our changes, wrestled back control, brilliant away performance.
But hands up if you thought Danny Welbeck was going to score when he came on.
Hello, 2 hands up, please. Narrative. As soon as he's preparing himself, I'm looking going, well, it's written in the stars.
Although I think he has scored 1 goal against us, but he scored 8 goals against Manchester United as a former club. So that's pretty good.
There's your Holly bingo card. Little dig at Man United. Love it. Brilliant.
That wasn't necessarily intended as a dig at Man United, but I can see why it might be perceived as such. Man United is drawing 1-1 still at Newcastle. I just checked. You're right about the emotion. The Brighton players were far too emotional. I think they picked up quite a few yellow cards that I was noticing for like petulance and.
It was petulance, yeah, pure petulance, absolutely. And there was a moment, bumping players off the ball and just kind of losing their rag a little bit. You could see that, the lactic acid was obviously building in their legs, and they were just frustrated that they hadn't made more of the game, because they would have been deserving of a goal, in that first sort of period, the first half particularly, and maybe even up to the hour mark. But like I say, as soon as we brought. Because things just weren't sticking for Gyökeres and Martinelli. Martinelli might have not as well been in the game. His one-on-one duels were pretty tragic, actually. He looked weak, and so they would have been disappointed they couldn't make more of it. So when Havertz came on, and I must admit, when it happened, I was thinking of what Cameron said, the guy who sits in front of you, about Gyökeres and how we sometimes step back a little bit. Well, there wasn't really any of that with Havertz initially to begin with, because I was hoping that maybe Eze would come off for Havertz in that 10 role, and obviously Trossard had to come on for Martinelli. But ultimately, the ball started to stick. That little bit of class, getting the ball under control almost immediately, linking up play. It was just there, and then we gained territory. And one thing I was thinking of that I definitely wanted to talk about was, how you get to some games and you just think, this will be all right. I'm not worried about this one. You sometimes get that. I think it was the Villa game.
Yeah, Villa, yeah.
I don't know why, me being Eeyore over here, I had it today. Now, not before the game, but
when it finished.
Well, sort of halfway into the first half. Yes, Brighton were good and dominant, but once you saw that they did lack that bit of quality, and because we'd taken the lead, I thought, we're going to be fine here.
But that's the fear, though, isn't it?
Yes, the fear.
One
scoreboard
goal.
Pressure. Scoreboard pressure. When it's only one goal, all it takes is one Chris Kavanagh moment or one ball off someone's arse on a scramble in a penalty box.
Well, look at the goal we conceded at Wolves in the last couple of minutes.
Now, but for some reason, just in terms of the way we were playing, and I've read some people as I was on socials a little bit before recording, where they're being negative about the sort of game, and I just thought, no, it was one of those away games where it was about control, and it was better that we do that than try and go out and score 2 or 3 more and then concede.
It was. Tonight was about. I didn't care how they came.
Points.
It was 3 points. Exactly. Just ask Man City.
Right. So, Chris messaged the group. Can't be with us again, but hello, Chris. He messaged the group. He says, "I've got one thing to say about this game: draws are killers. Just ask Pep. In a title race, draws are basically defeats." Which is absolutely right. And no one would have expected it.
Okay, sorry. It seems that me and Chris are destined to forever be at odds with the draws and the thing. I've just looked at the number of draws. Actually, we've drawn one more game than City this season.
Fine, but it's about when you do it. Put it this way: in the running, City are in the running, and they're on the chase. That 2 points. What is it? It's dropping 2 points are equal, but some 2 points are more
equal. Yeah. Well, no, but it's absolutely true, because if you rewind to Man City travelling to Anfield, and after the game, they won that game like 2 late goals, turned it around, and Bernardo Silva said, acknowledged, admitted, whatever it was, revealed, probably annoyingly to Pep, I'm sure, that they all felt that if they didn't win that game, the title was over. So that would have been a 9-point deficit with 14 games to go? 13 games to go, something like that. How are they going to feel now? Every single game for them is pressured. And then they've not been convincing. They've been winning games, but by a single goal. I looked at their team. I messaged the group. I looked at their team selection today, and I said, bloody hell, they're going for the goal difference. They are. They only had Rodri sitting in front of the back two, and every other player was offensive and really dangerous attacking players. But then, and I said to the group, I don't think Forest are good enough to withstand that, nor are they good enough to take advantage of the light nature of their defence. But I got that wrong on both accounts, really. Happily so. Just while I think of it, the Forest draw and doff a cap to West Ham winning at Fulham. Thank you, Fulham, for doing us a favour there as well. before Spurs host Crystal Palace tomorrow evening, they now sit 1 point above the relegation zone. So even if Spurs do not get relegated, this is an evening to enjoy.
I mean, the pressure on them
Tomorrow.
just generally to get something, because West Ham, I had a look. So a friend of mine, good friend of mine, is a Wolves fan, and when they beat Liverpool last night, by the way, our draw at Wolves is looking better by the day. You know, so yeah, when I said that, I was sort of saying to him, "You're one of the form teams. You couldn't, could you?" About Wolves, but then I did actually look at the form table in the last 6 games. Sort of in the top half, albeit only just in the top half, Wolves and West Ham. West Ham are on quietly on a decent run of form.
Well, Somerville has really stepped up,
Yes.
And joined Bowen, but Somerville in particular, it seems to be him always.
Scored again tonight.
And
Spurs,
who are West Ham playing? Who are West Ham playing in the league next?
I haven't got a clue.
It's important.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they host Man City next.
Okay. Do they really?
I think so.
Oh yes, they do. But I don't know. I'm going to go into that game just thinking.
Assuming City will win, of
Yeah,
course.
assume City won. Yeah, absolutely.
But West Ham created a lot of opportunities
They're on
up at
form.
Liverpool
Right.
as well.
On that, can I counter that? Sorry to bring some negativity to the party. Our next Premier League game at
Everton?
5:30 is Everton. Now, Everton have a very, very good this season away record. They have one of the best away records in the Premier League. So it's one of those where we've got a very good home record. They've got a very good away record. Normally, we absolutely just take the 3 points against Everton.
We got lucky up their ground.
We got very lucky. With
It was a penalty, wasn't
at their
it?
Place, yeah, which Gyökeres nearly took. Them
And
out.
wasn't that one of the VAR? Wasn't that one of the VAR games where VAR admitted that they made a mistake by not awarding Everton a penalty for a handball or something like that against us? I'm
wasn't
pretty
it a
sure.
kick through of a player?
Yes,
Like
it was.
One of,
Yeah.
Saliba kicked someone's
Yeah,
leg or
yeah.
something.
That's
like
it,
that, I
that's
think.
it, yeah.
So it's interesting. So look, we're not counting our chickens. We're enjoying tonight. A point, 3 points away, a difficult place, a place we were all nervous of, and seeing Man City drop points, we're just enjoying the moment. No one is making any assumptions. As much as you could look at the fixtures and see that they're kind in a way.
No, kinder than City's, perhaps.
Kinder than City's, yeah, perhaps. Absolutely right. You know, there are still some tough opponents who on the day. West Ham themselves, we've got to play at some point, and they're fine.
That's away as well, isn't
That's
it?
away. Burnley, we've got to play, although...
Yeah, we've only got 3 away games left.
Yes, and they're all London, aren't they?
No,
If I remember
they're not
rightly.
all London, Steph.
Oh. I forgot about one of them.
Yeah.
West Ham, Palace, and...
Okay, but we've got 2 games before City, home to Everton and Bournemouth, as far as I can remember. You know, all we have to do is just focus on those 2 games, win that game against Everton, win that game against Bournemouth, and then the Man City away game becomes a game that
must win for them.
is full of jeopardy for them.
For them.
You know, if we manage to go into that game with a 7-point lead, having played a game more, I'm sorry. I mean, everyone's assuming Arsenal are going to keep bottling it and cracking under pressure. Well, I'm sorry, but tonight Man City cracked under pressure.
100%.
And everyone's assuming, when everyone says, oh no, so, and I must admit, I've kind of thought it myself and caught myself a few times, that they're assuming that game that at the Etihad is a home banker, is 3 points for them. They're kind of weaving that 3 points into the fabric or the narrative of this run-in. I'm like, well, we could go there and win.
We've
We
drawn
were
there the last 2
unlucky.
years.
We were unlucky not to beat them with 10 men last season there.
That was 2-2.
And they know that.
Before that season, it was 0-0.
And-
Yeah, they
and-
spanked us the season before that, but...
And they're going to be under the pressure. They're going to be emotional. I'm really encouraged by our response to the Wolves game.
Yeah, of course.
It's been emphatic. I mean, to win away at Spurs, emotional North London derby. To beat Chelsea, narrative abounds thanks to LinkedIn, Liam, and so on. And to not play convincingly, but we held out. That last 10-15 minutes was horrendous. Still the worst 10 minutes of my season so far, even though it ended in a result. And then to go to Brighton, which was the game I was really apprehensive about, and to get 9 points from those 3 fixtures, that tells you a lot about the mental fortitude of the team, the resilience of the team, because we're not playing particularly well. No. None of our forward players has grabbed any game by the scruff of the neck and gone on a run. Okay, we relied on set pieces against Chelsea. We relied on Eze against and Gyökeres, but Eze in particular against Spurs. And tonight it was Saka's turn. And I must just a nod, when we go into this game in a little bit more detail again, his 300th appearance, he's the 4th youngest player to reach that landmark. And also a nod to David Raya for his 100th Premier League game and to get a clean sheet as well. Apparently he had a bit of a gaff in the...
Oh, we haven't even talked about that. Oh my God.
I haven't seen it.
Well, this is the thing. People would be forgiven for losing their minds a little bit because in the first few minutes, essentially, where he should have played the ball almost straight forward to Mosquera, he played at an angle to Declan Rice, and Declan Rice was not looking for it. Belabor, I think, had got it, tried to chip him, just didn't quite get the kind of trajectory power on it, and Gabriel was able to header away, but it was a real ricket. I mean, after that, he was imperious and collected everything that came his way. But yeah, I mean, what a servant.
Yeah, can I say Hincapié was superb as well? I just thought he was brilliant and in 2 positions. And also Gabriel got man of the match, but Hincapié I thought was superb in the second half.
Oh.
I had a question. Steph. You were talking, and I had a question, but I didn't write it down.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's this all about?
I know, right?
I don't know.
Defence, Raya, Saka, goals. Sharing around the front line. Do we want to talk about Saliba and Odegaard not being...
Oh, Saliba, that was it. Did you hear anything about why Saliba was not in the squad?
Apparently he turned his ankle in the Chelsea game, but finished it. And then kind of reported it after. So the fact that he made it through the game, one hopes it's not too bad.
I hope it's not the same ankle he did at the start of the Liverpool game.
Yeah, I don't know. That was at the start of the season, so one would hope that they're not linked. He's not going to play Mansfield. He doesn't need to be involved. He doesn't need to be aware of where Mansfield is. And then hopefully we can trot him out a little bit for
Leverkusen. Yeah. But you know, with Calafiori back and getting some minutes, we've got those options. Miles Skelly's obviously there as well to play at left back, and Hincapié can cover in midfield against Leverkusen. I'd be okay with, I mean, it's mad. I'd be okay with any one of 3 players playing there. Saliba, obviously, Hincapié or Mosquera. And I know Mosquera had a bit of a difficult time tonight, but I think, like I say, that yellow card put him on notice.
Yeah, exactly.
So he had to be careful a little bit. Where are we? 8 games, 8 cup finals. We are, yeah. It's a distant familiarity, resonating from years gone by. Someone messaged or tweeted that ahead of the game today that they're minded, and this is quite prescient in regards to what happened. They went back to 1998 and Bolton, away at Bolton, and I was at that game. Was it Keown sent off? And I can't remember who scored. We won 1-0 anyway, and it was March in that title the double year. And I thought, and then this happened. Look at a 1-0 win away at Brighton, where everybody and their dog was looking for us to slip up. You've noticed something. What have you noticed?
Oh, I've just noticed that Newcastle have scored a 90th minute goal to take the lead against Man United, and that's when they're down to 10 men as well. Sorry.
Newcastle had a player sent off?
Newcastle had a player sent off after about 45 minutes.
Oh, crap. Because they play City on the weekend, don't they, in the FA Cup?
Yeah.
No, I want them giving them a hard game.
Oh, but they will. I'm sure they will.
And
it was Jacob Ramsey.
Okay. Let me ask you, do you want Man City to win against Newcastle at the weekend?
Yeah, it's this argument. I heard some people talking about it in relation to... Oh, it was you and Chris talking about it in relation to the Real Madrid game, I think.
You want them to win against Real Madrid because I want them playing Bayern Munich in Bayern.
Before we... Don't know. It's a weird one. Fixture pile up and all those sorts of things. are a thing.
Because if we get through, I don't think there's is there a quarter-final weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. So it's not. We don't have to have a fixture.
It might do. Actually.
I know there's a semi-final. There's a league fixture pinned in for when the semi-final's due, but I don't know about the quarter-final.
Some of my friends were talking about it earlier, but there's obviously been a million messages go round about these things. So, yeah.
Do we want Man City with another game in the FA Cup? Let them go through and get drawn against Chelsea or someone, whoever's still left. I don't know who's left in the FA Cup.
Yeah, I don't know. Liverpool play Wolves.
Oh yeah, again on Friday. I must admit, I have really enjoyed. There's this Liverpool fan who, I don't know why, he gets under my skin. It's not the Irish fella. I think his name is Kev? He was absolutely cheering. Yeah, cheering the Chelsea. Like, you want Chelsea to lose. You should be wanting Arsenal to beat Chelsea because they're vying
all for clicks. Don't buy.
And he's got. I don't follow him or anything. It just keeps the algorithm keeps chucking him to me on TikTok, and I must admit, I do have this sometimes overwhelming desire to inflict harm on him. Don't clip that bit.
I might cut it.
It just really grates. His voice grates with me.
Let's not worry about them. They're all battling it out for top 4.
Top 5, yeah. You're not even top 4.
We have increased our lead at the top of the table after Man City drew at home to relegation battling Nottingham Forest 2-2. Go on.
Yeah, it's not. I'll be honest with you. It's not the instant reaction I thought we'd be recording.
I feel you. I had a bad feeling about today. Today we woke up. My wife's van was going in for its MOT. Would it start? Would it eck? So that set the day wrong. I wore a different colour shirt to what I'm sort of used to at Wells, and I thought, I've done this to myself because I've changed my routine. And then when I get to school, some of the computer system's not working, and I'm like, this is awful. This is going to culminate in Brighton, like just rubbing it into our noses. So I am delighted.
At one point, we could have been it could have been a 1 point lead with City and City having a game in hand.
I know, right? Come on,
but it's a 7 point. It's a 7 point lead.
7 point lead. Hello.
Yeah, 8 to go. Hashtag 8 to go. Nothing's won in March.
No, nothing is won in March.
We're not there yet. Still,
I'm going to enjoy tonight.
8 more cup finals, indeed. Right, okay. I haven't worked out what day is it today. Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Right, still Wednesday. Bloody hell! That game felt like it was a lot longer than one day. Let me tell you that. That last 30 minutes again. It's like, oh, dearie me. We'll have it's Mansfield on Saturday, so we'll do a little preview of that. We might have a look back on yesterday's game through kind of more what's the word?
League context view.
Yeah, absolutely, and kind of laugh again at Bernardo Silva. I'm actually going to go and watch the highlights now of the Man City game.
Watch, honestly, because they kept showing it in the picture of TNT. Watch Forest's second goal. Woof is all I can say.
Anderson.
Oh my days, what a goal!
Yeah, he won't be at Forest next season.
Hell no.
Right, lovely, excellent. Well, brilliant. Arsenal Gooners, wherever you are, listening, watching, enjoy the moment, enjoy the journey. I've always said it. And enjoy the next few days, and we can relax a little bit. It's the FA Cup, then it's the Champions League, and then it's the league. And I'm really pleased about that we've got a nice little break, and we can take that confidence, that momentum into the FA Cup. Obviously, complete rotation. Nice to see just a nod. Max Diamond on the bench. It was great to see him back. He's going to have to perform pretty brilliantly over the next few weeks if he's going to get into the England squad for the World Cup, however.
As you predicted.
As I predicted. Well, I didn't predict the injury, though, did I? No. I couldn't have known that. Anyway, cheers to chat, cheers to listen. Have you enjoyed the next few days, and we'll catch you again next time. Bye.
The North Bank, an Arsenal podcast. Subscribe, rate and review on your app, and find us on your socials at North Bank Pod. Email hello@thenorthbankafc.com and check out our website, thenorthbankafc.com. Produced by the Podcast Company.